like, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. DIY is proudly presenting you the most predictable show of the year that is known as Crown Jewel 2020. Today, I have 2/3. Actually, it's in this case, but I want first and foremost my best man, the man who causes mayhem and mischief, the man who has a dashingly good looks and dashingly good look beard too well. Also,
Pika, 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 it's such a pleasure to be here. How are you today, you wonderful marshmallow? I sound like William Regal, you wonderful, wonderful man. How are you today, you lovely marshmallow?
I forgot to introduce myself. Mr. Cloud. Hey, nah. And but certainly not least, the most dashingly, the most poisonous of the trio. Miss Sora.
Hey. Hello.
Hi. And also Kyrie.
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 I mean, what?
Yeah.
It's so good to be back, guys.
Yeah. So that being said, consider this one of the shorter shows because this seems like it's gonna be the most predictable show. But I want to know now, P, which match do you want to start talking about?
Can we talk about the match that's probably the least important one in the entire card, and that is the women's tag team match, which I believe was Rhea Ripley and Io Sky versus the Kabuki Warriors.
Yeah, we can definitely start with that. And you can go first too. Like, let us know how you feel about that match because it's just a normal tag match, and it's Rhea Ripley, hometown girl, and then we got Io, because of the friction that she has with the Kabuki Warriors, and this match got made for the show.
Here's the thing, now. What I think. I think the Kabuki Warriors are going to win for two reasons. One, I think they're going to have a best of two. They're probably going to have a rematch or a best of three match between the two ladies. Sorry, four ladies, pardon me. And B, the other reason why I think this is going to happen, because if history has taught us something, Pika, Sora, is that when you're in your hometown, you most likely never win. Look at Sami Zayn and Roman Reigns. Look at Jerry the King Lawler and The Miz. Every time they fight in their hometown, they wind up losing. But majority of the time. I'm not saying all the time, but majority of the time. I could be wrong, gentlemen, but let me get your takes on that.
My takes on the hometown curse?
Well, I mean, everything like that, and then get down to your verdict.
I'm going to pass it to Sora because I think Sora. Yeah. It's not. So,
I don't know. It's just Asuka, Kairi have been a tag team for quite a bit. There's been instances where Rhea and Io have teamed up, so I mean they're not complete strangers. So it's not like the worst tag team ever. It has more of a kind of Judgment Day aesthetic with like Raquel and Roxy with the Rhea and Io side. Maybe they could start tagging more and do things against the Judgment Day or something. But there's also like hesitation with Kyrie a lot. I mean, but then she also did something pretty vicious as well with the edge of the ring to Io. So like there's like hit and miss moments between both sides, and just like there's friction going on within the Kabuki Warriors. So it's like I guess if you're talking about a hometown curse, it'd be like a hometown curse versus friction.
Yeah, and what weighs heavier too?
Sometimes I think friction would weigh heavier. But I could see either side winning.
But what are you going with though?
But I think I kind of I want to go with the Kabuki Warriors just for Kyrie's sake because I don't want to see her getting yelled at anymore.
Yeah, that's an absolute. I'm gonna keep this, straight cut to the point, because as I said, after was the most incredible show, and there's things that I want to see happen in the show, and things that are gonna happen whether I like it or not. So I'm gonna start with like what I want to see. What I want to see with this match, I want to see in the world that you put all this like with the Kabuki Wars, because what is next month? Next month's gonna be like what? Survivor Series War Games. You want the bad people looking strong entering that match, because usually you do the War Games matches, the baby faces win, right? So it's like, why not have any build up, why not? And then another thing too, like why would you have like Asuka eat a pinfall in this match? Why would you have Kyrie eat a pinfall in this match? It just leads to like delusion and turmoil, all that bullshit. So, but what's realistic? Correct you feel in their home. Every time they went to it, and I don't think that's changing. It would probably change is the title match. If they gave with Rhea Ripley versus Stephanie McCare, that would be like, oh yeah, Rhea Ripley's definitely losing that shit. But they gave us a nice tag team match, and speaking of not being a pin in this match, Ripley's gonna hit a riptide on Kairi Sane, and the match is over, and the crowd's gonna love it because they're in Australia, and they're gonna try salvaging whatever they can salvage with this or that. But it's like more interesting storyline would be Asuka and Kyrie winning, so they can actually go into next month's pay per view. But so my prediction, I'd say it, and you tell me what you think about that. But it's Rhea and Io, and that's my prediction for the match.
You make a very logical point, and I can't dispute that. So that's very fair.
Yeah.
We may have different opinions on that, but I respect it.
Yeah, because I really want to go Kabuki Warriors. That's what I want to see, but it's just the predictability. It's like, are you gonna really bet against Rhea Ripley? And yeah,
I mean,
so I want to see what
I would like to see. I would like to go too, but I don't know.
Yeah, and the thing is, you said this women's tag is the weakest match of the card. I don't think this is actually the weakest match of the card. I actually think the weakest match of the card is the Roman Reigns and Bronson Reed.
Really?
I want to know what you thought. Yeah, because the thing is, I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why, Pete. Isn't this a match we've seen before?
The Rhea and the Kabuki, or the Bronson and Roman?
Roman and Bronson.
I mean, we've seen this in the past before with Braun Strowman. I feel like we're watching the same thing, just with a different person.
No, I mean like literally. No, I mean like literally. Like wasn't it like was it at Clash of Paris, right? No, like when I don't know. Like we've seen this match before, like in Roman won. And then basically what happened was they jumped. Oh yeah, it was Clash of Paris when Roman won. And then, no, the tag team match was SummerSlam, and Roman it was Roman and Jay against the Brown Bucks.
You may be right.
So I'm not. So we've seen this match, and it's not Braun Breaker. So in my opinion, it is the weakest match of the card, despite what the stipulation is.
Okay, I can see that.
And with that being said, I'm just gonna give you the easy prediction on the shit. Like, how the fuck are you gonna bet against? How the fuck are you right? Yeah. How the fuck are you gonna bet against Roman in this match? Like, how the fuck is Bronson Reed? I don't give a fuck if it's his hometown. That's the logic that you should have said with this match. It doesn't matter if it's because it's Bronson Reed's hometown, he's losing. So, yeah, that I can wholeheartedly agree. So, my prediction for this
Did you want to
Roman
Reigns. That match?
Yeah, we moved to that match. We give her.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah,
so who's next?
I give my prediction. You're next.
Oh, then you know what? We're going to be on a stalemate on this one, Pete. But I was going to say Bronson Reed.
Okay. But tell me like what do you see happening to? Because I want to see Bronson Reed win, but he's not.
But didn't Roman win the match at Clash of Paris?
Yes.
So I'm thinking, why would he win 2 straight times in a row? I mean, you got to give Bronson 1 win.
The only answer I have for that, and I feel like it's an age-old question, it's Roman Reigns.
Yeah, but Roman's part-time. Roman's his time.
Yeah, I know. I know. I know, but the thing is it Roman against Seth? Is it Roman against Braun Breaker? The two better members in the division? No, it's the weakest member of the.
Yeah, but if Roman was full time here every week, but this guy's like once every 3 or 4 months.
I know. Well, I'm just telling you what WWE sees. Like that's this harsh reality that we're looking at.
That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah. Because I wholeheartedly agree with you, Pete. Like, what should happen in this match is like Bronson Reed should hit like 8 tsunamis and win. But that's not happening. Like I wish, but the thing is, they made a street fight, so I think it might be somewhat entertaining. But maybe the Vision's gonna go in this. Maybe the Usos are gonna make a save. Maybe LA Knight will play a factor in this. Who knows? Maybe it'll be a big clusterfuck regardless. Yeah.
Imagine
I just see Roman like, it's not.
I know, but imagine if you came out and had Roman.
I can't imagine it because like Brock's not flying like 19 hours away to go to a fucking pond. Like like if he never went to France, he's not going to Australia. So like Brock, Rock, all these people like would save the show, but realistically speaking, like Roman's gonna win. He's gonna. Let me see if I can predict the finish. Like it's gonna be like he's gonna spear him 2 times. Like he's gonna spear him once, he's gonna get up from that, and then he's gonna bounce off both ropes, and he's gonna spear him again, and he's gonna pin him in the ring, and that's what's gonna happen. Or maybe do a Superman punch, spear, he won't go down. Spear him again, he goes down, he gets up, he spears him a 3rd time, and he wins. If I'm wrong, hey, shit, people can comment on this and be like, "Oh, yo, Piggy, you're wrong," but it's just like, come on, man. But so I'm saying Roman, Pete saying Bronson. You the tiebreaker, so.
Well, we've seen Bronson Reed in kind of like in a parking lot with a car against a real monster. And just damn, that car got fucked up. I mean, messed up.
Yeah,
My
but
bad.
it was. I don't. Was
Messed up.
it a match? I don't think it was a match, right?
Yeah, I don't know, but like just the stipulation that falls count anywhere, no DQ.
Yeah.
You could go to that parking lot. You could get that next car spark. They are big men.
Yeah.
You could see some real damage. And if it goes into that type of damage, that
Yeah.
could take Bronson Reed away from Seth Rollins' corner later on in the match or night. Because if he's really injured and say, what do you call it? Then Seth would either only have Breaker or maybe Breaker somehow also gets injured in the street fight. And then Seth Rollins wouldn't really have anyone.
Right.
Like the street fight could go a lot of different ways, and it could just try to set up something.
Right, and we all know that
for
that's
later on, or it could just deny stuff. Who knows?
Yeah, I was gonna say like that's the opener.
I would
though, right?
see Roman being more of a victor, and if Roman wins, maybe Reed and Breaker won't be able to make it to Seth.
Maybe. But so you're going with Roman.
Yeah. I went with Kabuki Warriors and then with Roman.
Okay. All right.
RIP Kyrie.
Do you want guys? Do you want to save the heavyweight titles matches for last, and then just go to the 3rd match with Cena and Styles?
It depends on what match we care for more. What match do we see be the main event?
We've seen them. Wait, Styles and Cena?
Isn't that the better match out of the 3, or no?
I just didn't know if you guys wanted to do title matches for, last, but we could do the women's title match if you want to do that first.
Yeah, let's do that because that's super predictable.
So, who wants to start? Sorry, you want to start since I started and then Pika started?
Yeah, you
For which one?
Stephanie and Tiffy.
We have no real winner and we have no real loser. They're both great.
Yeah, but we know someone. We know someone.
Okay, so that's hard. Like, I just like Tiffy's basically undefeated kind of title reign and stuff, and it's nice. And then Stephanie is like has a lot to bring to the entertainment and stuff. She's great.
Mhm.
I think they both have really good in-ring presence, and I think overall, even though I've been cheering a lot for Tiffany lately, I think I want Stephanie to win because I kind of want to see her be more dominant.
Okay. Is this
I
the
get, like I said, we have no real winners, we have no real losers here.
is this the match you're
I
most
think
excited?
everyone wins.
Is this the match you're most excited to see, Sora? Like the one you care about the most on this game?
Uh, Probably because I don't see
Okay.
no real downside to this one.
Yeah, there isn't really a downside. Pete, you can go next.
Stephanie back here. I'm not changing my mind on that. I hands down, no hesitation, go with Stephanie.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like, like come on, like I know I should be the tiebreaker here because actually no wait, sorry, you said Stephanie.
Yeah, I said Steph.
We both said
Oh, okay,
Stephanie.
never mind. Then there's no fucking tiebreaker. Okay, so I'm just gonna keep it straight. You know, obviously Stephanie, Becky is gonna win this match, and it's pretty simple. Like obviously, as Wasora said, Tiffy, accumulated like an undefeated streak, and all good streaks come to an end. And I think Stephanie's gonna realize, or not Stephanie, but Tiffy's gonna realize, like, oh, there's a reason why I was undefeated so long because I haven't met a woman like Stephanie McCure yet. And I feel like it's gonna be a hard dose of reality. Like she's probably gonna it's probably gonna be a good match, but like it's gonna be like Stephanie's gonna dominate her so much. Stephanie's gonna get some type of offense. She's gonna go for the prettiest moonsault ever. She's gonna miss SVB, Sky Twister, done. And we're gonna have Stephanie be like the what's called the crown jewel champion, I believe. She's gonna have both titles and whatever, and she's gonna legitimize herself and take the reins from Liv Morgan because apparently, Liv Morgan was the former champion, but not anymore now. The two champions can be La Primera. So, and I feel like that's, in my opinion, either the second or most predictable match that's on this card. So it's probably gonna be the best match on the card, maybe potentially, but it's depending on the given time. But yeah, Stephanie wins this. All right.
Before before we get to the next match, can I just say one little quick thing? I just can't wait. I'm so looking forward to a future match between Tiffany Stratton and Blake Monroe.
What's the sad part? I feel like Blake Monroe is just a better version of Tiffy, like in every aspect. And I feel like when that day comes, and then when that day comes, it's like Tiffy's gonna get exposed. You know what I mean? But it is what it is. But yeah, is it a dream match? Absolutely. But we all know who's winning that match. So it's like, and the thing is, when Monroe goes on a bigger winning streak than Tiffany, everyone will be like, oh shit, she's the new Bianca Belair. Fuck. And I'll be like, yeah, like did she not fucking see like what the fuck she was doing on NXT? Like this girl is just hardcore, bro.
I can't wait, Pika. This is going to be a ridiculous one, but I'm going to say it anyway. I can't wait for Austin Theory versus Ricky Saints. They look alike. They kind of
alike. You know what's funny? I was even telling Sorry about this. Like one of my dream matches for Ricky Saints was like I want him to face LA Knight. That would be such a good match.
That's another good one.
Yeah, because they're both charisma, magnets. So it's like, who would a crowd cheer?
Ricky Saints. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, but yeah, let's. Okay, I'm gonna say even though
I told Pika never to trust somebody named Trick Man.
You never said that.
Wait, Pico, you went with Stephanie or
okay? Stephanie.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so the next match we're gonna be talking about, should be the main event, but I feel like Loki, they're not gonna do it. But to me, it's gonna be just a match that like this is the one. We're all the winners. It doesn't matter who wins, who loses. We're all the winners. But the thing is, it's like I know who I want to see win more, but like I feel like they're gonna lean towards another route, and it's like perfectly fine, which is the John Cena and AJ Styles match, and this is gonna be if they said it correctly, the last time ever in that face because Cena's gonna retire by the end of the year. And Pete, I want to know your thoughts on this match because this match means a lot to me, knowing the history.
They had some of the best matches. I'm not gonna lie, 2016 was very special, and they were part of the reason why it was special because Cena and AJ put on some of the best matches. But if you want to know honestly, I think Cena win this because AJ. First of all, AJ's retiring next year. He even said that. Oh, next year I'm going to hang my boots, basically. So I think.
Yeah.
And first of all, Cena's not going to lose 2 times in a row. He lost to Brock Lesnar last month. You think he's going to lose again next month? No. I think Cena's winning this match, but then and then they're going to shake hands at the end of the match. Cena and Styles.
Yeah. Okay, so my prediction on this is it can go either way, because it's like one of those things where it's like last year, and it could be like, oh, he might just be giving all his wins away to like the talent that needs it, because realistically speaking, like after this we're not going to see John Cena, because the year's going to be done, but we're going to see AJ Styles all next year, and I'm assuming very important roles. And if you want to put him in like heavyweight contention, WWE title contention, a win against John Cena elevates you and puts you on that that ballpark, that amount to actually be that champion. But at the same time, though, Cena is hunting for his 100th pay-per-view win, and I feel like because they keep mentioning that, they're putting a lot of focus on that. I think it's going to be like, because of what we did with Brock and how we had Brock squash us, last one. We're going to give you a great match here, and on the same level as the Cody Rhodes and the Logan Paul. And ultimately, we're gonna have like win. And I think what the record is like, isn't it like 2 wins to 1? So like they're gonna probably end off with the even, like a 2-2. So my prediction: John Cena. Who I want to see a win this shit. AJ Styles, obviously, but regardless, it's a win-win situation for both. I think in my opinion that's gonna be the best match of the night. But yeah, sorry, you next.
Wait, so it's Styles has 2 and Cena has 1?
Yeah.
So Cena's definitely
Yeah.
So maybe they could have that, and you said Styles was gonna be retiring the year after. So could have Cena win, and then Styles like, I was part of your match kind of thing. I know I lost, so it's 2-2. My last match, let's settle the score if you're up for it, and just let have one final bout, and then AJ retires at that, and we get a decisive winner.
We're not getting that, sir.
I know, but I'm just saying that would be interesting, but
it wouldn't, because they're just gonna make John Cena a hypocrite. Because then, like, it's like I'm looking at like the calendar, and
because like sometimes they come out just for one more match.
Yeah, but Cena's not, bro. Because like, name me a wrestler that literally like his whole year was like, oh, this is my retirement tour, and then they came back right after the retirement tour.
I mean, some people that have retired have
a retirement tour, basically.
okay.
Anybody.
Well, I don't really know much about that stuff, to be honest.
Batista had a retirement tour. Who else
I've never seen it. I wasn't really around for wrestling back for that moment.
I know.
I've never actually seen a retirement tour before.
Yeah, well, you're seeing it now. Like once they retire, like
they're done for good.
Bro, like they're done. Yeah, you're never gonna see Cena again. That's what I'm saying. That's why I was so mad that like they wasted Logan and AJ in France. Like this match should have happened in France, but they gave us that bullshit ass fucking match. I mean, I don't give a fuck how good that match was. It's like, yeah, we didn't like. I want to see you win or lose, like regardless. Like the French people love this guy.
Yeah, then it would probably definitely just be 2-2.
Yeah. Or it could be like, you can go either way. That's what I'm saying. But the thing is, the record doesn't matter. With the score, it doesn't matter. It's like this is just their last time. And the thing is, what you got to factor in, this is the last time you're going to see Cena.
If it's Cena's very last match, he probably would want to go out on a win.
Right, but then you also factor in like, no, it's not his last match. Sorry, his last match is in December. Yeah, it's in December.
Okay, his last is in December.
This is probably his second
is this
to last.
last PLE match?
No, second to last. There's Survivor Series.
Survivor Series.
Yeah, so he's probably going to wrestle this. He's going to wrestle Survivor Series, and then he's going to wrestle in December, and we're never going to see him again.
This
Survivor so with that being,
December.
Survivor Series is not December; it's November.
No, I said this Survivor Series in December.
This Survivor Series is not in December; it's in November.
No, I said this Survivor Series and December. I was repeating what you said, right?
Okay. Well, Why you said this December or and December?
No, and
Oh, okay, I didn't hear you say
December.
and. My bad. But no, yeah. So what I'm
So
saying
like
is
the
like,
three matches left.
yeah,
No, there's
realistically
one more.
speaking, huh?
There's one more match left on the card, right?
No, it's three.
No, I'm talking about for Cena.
Oh, sorry
For
about that.
Cena. Yeah, for Cena, like
Sorry,
realistically
yeah,
speaking, it's gonna be three. But what I'm saying is you gotta look
three.
at both sides though. It's like I see with like like the predictable I was saying is Cena, but then at the same time it's like if you're John Cena and you already reached your goal as being the 17-time champion, you can lose your whole retirement tour and still be the GOAT. You know what I mean? Like Cena can give something to AJ here, while
So,
AJ is not really giving anything. Huh? What?
not to interrupt though. So basically, this match will be one match. Then he has a Survivor Series match, and then Saturday's main event. Right? Is that correct?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He had only 3 matches. Yeah,
Yeah.
and we're never gonna see him again.
That's scary
Yeah.
to know that.
It's scary, but like at the end of the day, it is what it is. That's why I'm so like fucking torn about this because
Okay.
it's like this is legitimately gonna be the last time we see him. Because realistically speaking, this is probably his. I don't know, like because I don't know what the match is gonna be in December, but like I think I kind of know what the match is gonna be in November. So it's like
Uh,
Yeah, they already
that's
teased
why.
him to be the opponent.
Yeah, so that's why I feel like you're wasting. Like not wasting with AJ, but I'm like I don't know. I don't know how to really explain it. It's like you're
maybe
wasting.
I'll go with.
Mm.
I'm gonna go with AJ trying to push
Yeah,
wins and stuff and get a win,
yeah.
and I'm gonna say it's gonna be red versus blue. AJ's gonna be in blue and Cena's gonna be in red.
Okay, I'm not gonna say what attire AJ is gonna wear, but for me, I'm gonna say Cena's gonna come out to. He came out to yellow, and I called that shit last time. So like, I want to say, what's the not
I'm
orange,
I'm thinking blue for some reason.
blue? Yeah, blue is
Yeah,
actually.
because
I can see that.
crown jewel like perfect. It just gives like a bluish green type vibe, like color scheme.
Mm. I'm gonna say. So what's the in between yellow and orange? Like, should I just say gold? I'm gonna say gold and whatever.
I think
He's gonna
gold.
come
I
out to.
think
Yeah, gold and because I
gold
did
and
like a
brown.
2 color thing. Yeah, I'm gonna say gold and purple.
Fine.
So like yeah, it's gonna be majority gold, and then like maybe like his back of the hat or something, and it's gonna be purple or something. It can be purple or blue. I don't know, but I'm gonna go purple because he said blue. Um, but yeah, my prediction, yeah, I want AJ to win the shit, but my prediction I'm putting in is because predictability. Like it's like come on. Yeah. With that being said, now let's get to, in my opinion, the most predictable match.
Okay, now before you do that, Pika, let me just say this. I will be totally shocked if none of us are in unison with our answers. I would be totally flabbergasted if we don't all say the same thing. So let's go ahead. I'll give my answer last, so you guys start it off.
Okay, I'll start because like I feel like this is too obvious. So obviously, this is a match where you have to use what the score is because I feel like this is probably not going to be the first time Cody Rhodes was at face, and it's not going to be the last time. So the scoring is actually very important to this. If you factor in what the score is, every time that Cody Rhodes faced Seth Rollins, Cody Rhodes had his number. He had his number at WrestleMania. He had his number in freaking Backlash. He had his number in the Hell in a Cell match. And then basically, Cody's going into this match as the defending champion in a sense where he won the Crown Jewel Championship last year when he beat Gunther. So he's going for his number 2 right here, being a 2-time Crown Jewel champion. Seth, is in a sense where he has a lot of doubt, a lot of fear, a lot of questioning. He's kind of doubting like what his status is. Like he's doubting like, oh, do I have what it takes to beat Cody Rhodes? Yada 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 bullshit. So there's 2 routes that they can go with this, and then ultimately I'm gonna give my prediction. I'm gonna start with the route that I want to see because it has to be the right route because it leads to the better storyline, whether we like it or not. And the route that leads to the better storyline is when Seth Rollins faces Cody Rhodes, and they have this classic match, and Cody's like seeming like he's about to win, but then like Seth Rollins tries attempting going for the the upset. Like he's like, oh, you know what, I had a curb stomp, but that's not enough. I gotta go for something bigger. Maybe he goes top rope, and maybe he goes for the super stomp. He misses that shit. Rolls his fucking leg, whatever bullshit. Cody catches him in the crossroads. Hits him. I don't know, maybe one time in the crossroads, maybe trifecta, whichever way you want to do it, and Cody wins. You do the route where Cody wins, and he's the QB1, and he's a two-time Crown Jewel champion. And then coming out of the Crown Jewel show, we'll all be like, okay, then what happens next now? Because it's like, Seth, his greatest fear became a reality. What's going to happen? You look at the Vision. The Vision is probably not going to look at him the same anymore. They're going to be like, we chose you to lead us. You're supposed to be our example, our role model, and you lost to Cody. Not once, not twice, not 3 times, but 4 times now when it mattered. You made us look weak, and you made our whole message look weak. I don't have confidence in you anymore. And then Braun Breaker said the same thing. I have no confidence in you. Heyman loses confidence in him, and then we basically see just the turmoil and the the anguish of Seth Rollins. He's gonna become more crazy. He's gonna become more unstable. He's gonna be delusional. He's gonna be schizophrenic, and I feel like that's gonna be cool. There might even be a moment where Becky's trying to talk some sense to him, and he just fucking lashes out at her, saying I never, you never did that, and we see just basically the self-destruction of Seth Rollins. That leads to really good television, and then when he ever does defend his world heavyweight title, it could always, be the thing in the back of my mind is like, do I have what it takes to win this match because I lost to Cody Rhodes? And maybe it could be something along the lines he loses the title because, his delusion and anguish and this and that, and we get a proper world heavyweight champion, a la CM Punk, a la LA Knight. Anybody you fucking want to give that title to, I don't give a fuck. And that's, what I want to see happen. But let's be realistic here, WWE doesn't have good bookers. I'm a top booker. So with that being said, I feel like it's gonna be something along the lines where it's Cody losing, and finally Seth basically becoming what he said he was gonna do, and and then basically pushed for the future, being like, yeah, I beat Cody, and now you got to believe in my vision, and that's the prediction I'm locking in. Seth Rollins winning. You can go next, so.
For Seth Rollins, it's just he's in a weird position with the hold out and stuff, and it's just the unsure nature. It's not really Seth because he's always the one that's supposed to be more the cocky, the ego is kind of the one sure of himself. But it's just the segments with what if I lose, and he's trying to get this aftermath with Paul Heyman and stuff, and Paul saying makes him question why he would pick Seth over Roman Reigns, because Paul is supposed to be the Oracle, the person that is able to see the best potential out of people to elevate and cling on, and a bunch of it's a give take situation, and it's I sort of want to believe more in Paul Heyman than I do want in Seth Rollins. So I think Seth needs to win for Paul's behalf. But that's just me.
Yeah, you care about Paul Heyman too much, though. I respect it, though.
I didn't like that man before,
Mm.
but now I appreciate him.
No, I respect it. Yeah, I respect it. For me, Paul Heyman plays no factor in this bullshit because
I don't like him when I just first really saw him with Brock Lesnar, but learned about the CM Punk and some other things.
Yeah.
And then seeing how he's worked with the Bloodline and how that story went, where he went through a bunch of stuff and then turned on Roman. There's a lot of things going on with Paul. I've kind of grown to like him, I guess.
That's cool. I've loved him for so long to the point where I can't love him anymore. You know what I mean? He kind of is overplayed for me. I've seen so much Paul Heyman guys. I've seen so much especially the stuff that he was doing with Roman. It's like like I always knew how good he was, but it's just that now it's like I'd rather somebody else be a better mouthpiece. That's all. I wish I miss the days of really good managers. But so your prediction score is Seth.
Yeah.
All right. So I want to Seth. So I want to Seth. All right, Pete. You got it. Floor is yours. You still there, Pete? No, I think it's.
Can't hear you.
Yeah, he went silent. But no. What was I gonna say? Me and Sora basically went with Seth, but it was, for obviously two different reasons. Because I went with the predictable. I don't want to see Seth win. They're just fucking what you call it? They're beating a dead horse with that shit. Oh, can I be?
You guys hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you now.
Is that better?
Try going closer to your mic.
Okay, can you guys hear me now?
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry about that. My microphone was acting up. But to give you my
Yeah.
prediction of the Seth and Cody match, it's going to be Seth. Seth has to win this match. Seth has everything to lose, while Cody has nothing to lose. I mean, Cody, you just mentioned it though, Pico. He's won the crown jewel before. He's got 3 victories over Seth. Seth really desperately needs to win. Cody has absolutely nothing to lose. None.
Yeah, but I have a question for you, Pete. Because this is the reason why I don't want to see Seth win. If you give Seth the victory, then what do you do next with him?
Well, then you're gonna do a storyline with him and Brock Lesnar and Paul Heyman, because that's never been done before. Where now we have Seth feuding with Seth Rollins, where Paul Heyman's on Seth's side and not vice versa. So I think it's going to lead to that kind of storyline between Brock and the Vision, where Brock is not going to necessarily turn babyface, but he's going to feud within the Vision after Survivor Series when that whole friction comes to full circle, and that full circle will come Survivor Series or Royal Rumble when his ass gets eliminated by one of the members of the Vision.
Okay, so the thing I have to combat that is with the storyline you said with Brock, why does it matter if Seth wins or loses?
Because I could see Seth and Brock 3. That's why I think it could lead to Seth Brock 3, because they put them.
No, Mom. What I'm saying is like if Seth loses, why wouldn't it lead to the Brock scenario?
Well, I mean, because it's going to somehow set up. You just mentioned because I just mentioned Cody is probably going to be in the Survivor Series match with Seth. Seth is probably going to team up with Brock. Thus, it's going to lead to some frictions while they're on the team.
No, but what I'm saying is like, okay, if you're thinking about that far ahead, wouldn't it be cooler wouldn't it be cooler if Seth goes into War Games, doubting himself, saying like I don't have what it takes to, win anymore, and then he becomes like a liability to his team.
I mean, I could see that.
Yeah, because the reason why I'm saying this is the Brock storyline. It only really makes sense if Seth loses, then Heyman loses faith in Seth, and he moves to Brock. That could lead to the friction of the storyline.
Yeah, but then why would you have Heyman go back to Brock?
Because Heyman loses faith in him.
Yeah, but but we've seen this already though. Like, do something new. Have him be Braun Breaker's manager. Why do we have to see Brock and Heyman back together?
No, what I'm saying is like Seth Rollins loses everything he built up. He loses his morale. He loses his group because you don't see the Vision anymore. Because the Vision was you were supposed to lead us. You were supposed to be the beacon, but you lost to Cody, so he loses everything.
Possible. It's possible.
You know what I mean? That's more because let's call a spade a spade. Is Brock better as a babyface or is Brock better as a heel?
Brock is Brock. He really isn't a babyface or a heel.
There's a big difference in Brock. Brock, when he's Cowboy Brock,
he's a natural heel. He's a natural heel.
He's a natural heel, right? So then that's what I'm saying. Like, if you have Seth win, then we're not stupid. Hell, I can even say this. Like, Seth might pull the biggest ruse again because this motherfucker just likes, the pussy tactics. Like, I can see him, like, actually. I could see him introducing the next member of the division. I'm not gonna say who, but I'm just like I'm just telling you it's gonna happen or something. Like he's gonna win dirty. So when he wins dirty, then you just have him like be like, oh okay, then we're gonna do Brock and we're gonna see like friction.
I don't see him turning babyface. I think it's way too soon. I think it's just gonna be like Cena. You turn him heel, and then 4 months later, he's back to being a babyface again.
No, it's not even that he's being a babyface. It's like you're gonna garner sympathy for Seth Rollins because all his like life duties and this and that he was trying to push it, whatever his vision, this and that. He just wasn't the better man. It's
when you have to like
compelling
Becky,
story.
you had to have sympathy.
Yeah, and he lashes out on Becky. You know what I mean? Like he goes crazy, he goes cuckoo, and everybody loves that shit. Like he goes through the same trauma that Bayley goes through. Look at Bayley right now. Isn't Bayley doing the best character work that she's doing like since we first saw her? Like, well, I wonder why. It's been going through a lot of trauma. You know what I mean? I'm somebody that just doesn't like us at all. I hate this guy with a passion. Like he's killing Monday Night Raw. That's why SmackDown's a better show right now, and overall NXT is the best show that WWE's providing. But here or there. If you're gonna have him face Brock, you have to have him like as the sympathetic baby. If you have Brock as the guy being cheered, Brock ass kicker, like everybody's just everybody's kicked up, and then you're just gonna have Brock, and you have Brock kill all of his momentum because he killed Cena. So realistically, the man that killed Cena should be the one, not the man that that's going to win, to be Cody. And so now that you mentioned Survivor Series stuff, that's a good segue because now I can tell you what I see. And if I predict this, then that means WWE is just too predictable at this point. But this is a good predictable though. So the teams I half agree with what you're saying. I think for the Heat, it's going to be Seth. It's going to be Braun Breaker. It's going to be Bronson Reed. And it's going to be Brock Lesnar. And the fifth person I think you said was who?
Austin Theory.
Austin Theory, that's not happening because he's injured. I don't think he's recovered. I think he's been gone for a year. So it's going to be Drew McIntyre.
But he had Drew. With Jacob. How does that make any sense?
Because he's going to beat Jacob. He's going to beat Jacob.
I could definitely see Xavier Woods or Kofi Kingston before I.
No. I'm gonna tell you why. He's gonna be Jacob, and as much as and Zora knows this, I don't like Drew McIntyre. He still has unfinished business with Cody Rhodes, and they're gonna like milk that, and he's probably gonna face Cody at a Saturday Night's Main Event. That's not a big stupid with this shit. So, and the reason why I'm saying this is because look at the babyface team. You got Cody, you got CM Punk, you got John Cena. You got who else? Cody, Cena, Punk, Roman. Roman's gonna be a part of it.
Cena's most likely going to be part of it.
Yeah, Roman's gonna be part of it. So that's 4, right? And then it's gonna be Randy's gonna be in the match. And Randy's gonna be in the match too. So wait, Randy, Cena, Cody, Punk, and
Roman Reigns.
I really see LA Knight, but like I feel like Randy takes his spot though. Like I'm hold on. Like let me look at the SmackDown line because it's gonna be a mix. Because what I'm thinking, why I'm saying this is because look at Cody being on that team because we know Cody's gonna be, and it makes sense for Drew because they got some unfinished business. Seth and Punk have unfinished business. Brock and Roman, I feel like something's gonna rekindle. Maybe they're gonna fight.
Yeah, Brock and Punk have unfinished business.
Because they're former Paul Heyman guys. But regardless, because I'll figure it out. Because I think I said 5 people, but maybe I didn't say 5 people. But I'm just fucking literally tired as fuck right now. But regardless, how I see that match going is the heels win.
Yep, I see the heels winning too.
Yeah, and the reason why the heel win, because I'm telling you what's going to happen, because WWE is just too predictable. Randy's going to turn heel. He's going to fucking RKO the fuck out of Cody. He's taking that title away from him. That's Cody's future. You know what I mean? And I think if you want, that match to have some steam and this and that, you got to have Cody look strong. Seth can be the easy elimination because he's a big pussy basically. Like, I don't have what it takes to beat Cody, and he second guesses in the chamber, and he gets eliminated. But seeing Punk and Cena in this match is kind of fucking cool. Even though this is going to be one of like Cena's last matches, but just seeing them in War Games, because Cena's never been in War Games, and I think Punk's never been in War Games. So, right? Yeah, I think he made his return out against. We never competed in War Games, but that's your 5v5, and yeah. And I think whatever friction you want to do, whether it's you want to go the Brock Seth route, you want to go the Brock Roman route, because it's going to be Brock feuding with somebody who was a Heyman guy. So, yeah. And then it's going to lead to whatchamacallit, maybe Drew's going to like be like, oh, you know what, da-da-da-da-da, like, I won because it wasn't because Randy turned here. I won because I led my team, da-da-da-da, so I deserve a WWE title shot, and da-da-da-da-da, and then gets a shot at Saturday Night SmackDown. And then that would be that for Drew and Cody. And then they can focus from that point forward the WrestleMania build-up. Or maybe even like at Royal Rumble, you do, Randy versus Cody. And, there you go. And that's, basically the wrap up. But you see what I point out is like, there's more of an entertaining storyline, even though it's kind of like beating a horse where it's like, oh, like Seth hasn't beat Cody this whole time. Da-da-da-da-da. You gotta, Seth is gonna eventually have to beat him. And like, I see him eventually beating him, but the thing is, he's gonna have to go through the gauntlet. He's gonna have to beat people like Roman. He's gonna have to beat people like Brock. He's gonna have to beat people like Punk. And when he gets through all those motherfuckers, I feel like then he can work his way, and face Cody again, and then fucking beat him, because that's just a better story. Because I'm telling you this, when Seth wins, watch how boring this shit's gonna be. But look how interesting it's gonna be when Seth loses, and how like the Raw locker room's gonna react. Because it's not even just a video. Everybody just makes fun of Cody, saying like, you let Rod down, you let Cody beat you, you let the Golden Boy beat you. What the hell's going on? This and that. That's gonna eat him alive. You have Cody lose, right? What do you benefit from that? Because if Cody loses, is he still not the top champion of WWE? He still is. He's still better than Seth. So Cody legitimately has nothing to lose and nothing to gain. Seth has everything to lose and nothing to really gain from that, because there isn't a momentum boost. Like if you correct me if I'm wrong about this, Pete. If Seth beats Cody in that match, regardless of if it's clean or dirty, this and that, is he the top champion of WWE? Like, do you see Seth as the top champion? And
yeah.
Do you see Seth like becoming the number one, like the QB? Like, if he does beat Cody, like, does he, do you see him be a leader of WWE if he beats Cody finally? Huh? Eventually, exactly. So that's what I'm saying. It's like, you could build to that, and I could see them build to that. But do you have trust that the bookers are going to build to that shit? No. Do you have more trust and create an interesting product if you have Seth lose? Because realistically speaking, like, wasn't Seth just on a power trip? Like, look at all the shit that he was doing out there the whole year. He said, "I know what to do. I'm the vision." Da 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 da. Wouldn't it make all the sense in the world if it just backfires on him? What's your opinion, sir, of everything that I'm saying? What would you gather from it?
I'm not really sure, to be honest. That's just, I don't really know like the vision WWE really has, because like just I don't even understand what they're doing with Kyrie, man. Oh, I just like the posters that came out of it. So like I'm not really sure like how to like really feel about it.
No, but I'm not asking you what everything. I'm asking you specifically.
I know, but I'm just saying like I just don't really I'm not as in depth about it as other people.
No, you don't even need to be in depth. What needs to happen at Ground Drew for you to be like, I'm interested to see what's gonna happen on Raw. I'm interested. Like you can just name all these scenarios. So, like it doesn't like what do you want? What does your heart want? What does your mind want?
The
It is in
only
general.
way I could see myself
Being excited.
be more interested in that story would if he can somehow like get dominance because his faction just doesn't feel that dominant.
Okay. No.
And it kind of sucks because like Reed and Breaker they look like they could be really dominant.
Yeah, but who's
I just
holding them back? So like, isn't the leader like always to blame when it comes to stuff like that?
it's just they're fighting way too many people at once.
Okay, that is true.
If it wasn't for that, maybe they would have had a better showcase.
But
Yeah, I don't know.
do you see Seth holding the brother, or you see elevating them?
I mean, possibly, like, but it's just they're not being utilized right. Is what I feel.
And who's to blame?
I don't know. It's either Seth or Paul at that point because like I don't know what Paul's doing either.
So then, if you were to book her, what would you do to spice it up to make? You said basically have Seth win, and then basically go dominant, and basically have them just win everything, right? And just like
They need
destroy
to
Raw.
figure out a way to like become like a threat, like kind of what Roman did. Because Roman's bloodline was kind of a threat, but like not to that scale. That was just too much, I think.
I don't think you can. I want to see
They
that.
need like
I want to.
build it to a way where it's not like as threatening as Roman's, but like still a threat.
I want to see that, but I just don't see it being practical because they're not the best
It
group in
probably
WWE.
isn't practical with how they've pushed Seth's faction division.
Not how they push, but how Seth has been leading his group. Because I don't take his group seriously. Like that's the thing. Like that's the thing where like you and I think we differ on this here. You think his group is dominant, and you want them to be more dominant, but like not.
I mean,
You know,
I think they're dominant based on the people, but like they're not showcasing dominance. There's a
yeah,
difference
because
between the people being dominant and then actually being
because realistically
dominant
speaking,
as a
realistically
whole
speaking,
faction.
realistically speaking, if we're talking about objectively here, Judgment Day is more dominant.
And their people are less dominant looking.
It doesn't matter how they look. That's the thing. It's like I look at results. And what the result I see is if you have a bad leader, you're going to lead to a bad group.
But
The best
Judgment
case
Day
scenario,
has no leader.
yeah, but they have guidance, and the guidance is Finn Balor.
Yeah.
Finn Balor's like he doesn't have to be the number one guy, even though he puts himself in a situation where he's the number one guy, but he puts everybody straight. And his guidance, even when he has times of lapse of judgment, his underlings basically, fix themselves. And I wonder why. It's because Finn taught him that. He is a good guidance. He's a good lead. I would say not but lead. Seth doesn't do anything because we're speaking. Wasn't Braun Breaker more dominant without Seth? He had championship gold. Wasn't Braun Breaker like killing
He
people on
felt
Raw? No, hold on. Wasn't Braun Breaker killing people on Raw, making them vomit from the mouth and blood? Braun Breaker was a kaiju. The thing you referenced with the whole Braun Strowman thing, he did that on his own. He didn't need the vision. So I just want us to call a spade here and say Seth Rollins is ruining WWE and keep it simple. You can like Heyman, it's cool, but I think for a viewer,
the only
when
thing about Seth is I like how he's giving Breaker and Reed more screen time, but it's not the right type of screen time.
so it's not good because, in my opinion, what I think screen time is he gives them the equal amount of time to talk. He doesn't give Braun Breaker the mic that much. The only time these people talk is when Seth's not there. So realistically speaking, like, come on now, like let's put two and two together. I want to see the division dissolve. I want Heyman to basically, ditch his ass and realize, like, I wasted my investment in this guy. Because look at his buildup. Has he been a dominant champion? Has he been defending that World Heavyweight title? He got embarrassed at WrestlePalooza. And it was because of his wife, too. His wife shouldn't even, and it was probably his idea. He probably said, yo, Becky, I need your help, type of shit. He shouldn't even brought Becky into the mix. So it made him look more cowardly because not only was he hiding behind injuries, he was hiding behind his wife. And that's the guy who's supposed to, put guidance, put leader, lead a dominant faction like Braun Breaker is. If anything, he's making Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed more of a pussy, more pussies. Like, let's be honest, we're great. Like, this is the example I can probably give you that's probably like the inverse of what's going on right now is I know how you feel about Damian Priest, but let's be completely honest. Damian Priest was really good when he was part of Judgment Day. The moment he left Judgment Day, he became trash. So let's talk spade a spade with Seth. It's like he was good on his own. The moment he started, outside Heyman, bringing these guys, he's painting this false narrative that, like, oh, this is the vision that is WWE, and I'm going to embrace that vision, this and that. That's all hoopla. Because who's really benefiting with the vision? Seth Rollins. So now that he's in midlife crisis, a situation where he's like, oh, I'm facing this guy who actually is the man of WWE. A better storyline you can tell is like, because if he cheats to beat Cody, it doesn't prove anything. Because then it means like, without that help, then Cody would have beat you. Him losing basically puts him at ground zero, and then you can basically build him up from that point forward. You could reshape him. You can do a character transformation. You can kind of, have a Braun Breaker be more vocal and being like, I'm going to be the voice of reason now. Because, your voice is withering. You can have Bronson Reed being like, hey, you know what? The whole tribal thief and the Shula file, this and that was all my idea. That was that said didn't help me with that shit. You know what I mean? And he can become, people can break out. You know what I mean? And I feel like that is what needs to happen. And I think that all can build up to War Games. It could be like in the sense where he does when he qualifies for War Games and they realize like Braun Breaker is in the fight, Bronson Reed's in the fight, but Seth Rollins' mind is not in the fight because he's beaten. He's doubting himself. They got to his head type of thing. He calls himself the visionary, but he has no vision. You're telling me this like this is why I need Pyro here, bro. Like, cause like that like if he wins, I'm still waiting for like a scenario where it's like this is what's gonna happen that's gonna make me so super because you and what you call Pierre both saying, which is not bad by the way. Like, oh, they just become more dominant, but there's no exposition. It's same old, same old. He's just gonna come out of the Raw and be like, ha 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 ha! Guess who won? Guess who got this ring? Guess who got this crown jewel title? It's me. Let's all forget the fact that I lost at WrestlePalooza because I beat Cody, and it's gonna be in the most cheapest way. Because if he beats Cody clean, then it's a different story. Then I'll be like, oh, okay. He can brag all he wants. But we all know he's gonna win dirty. So what I'm saying with Seth Rollins' character is he needs to be humble, and everything needs to be recast, and it leads to like what you call like a better product. But Pete, what's your like final verdict on everything I'm saying? Like, you like it, dislike it?
In regards to what? In regards to what?
Say that again. Go closer to your mic because I can't hear
you. In regards to what?
Wait, say that again, Pete, because like you just it's cutting.
Say that question again.
In regards to what, Pika?
Oh, in regards to like the whole Seth Rollins and like how I envision him, like what does he gain more when he wins, and does the product become more entertaining, more better, or does the product becomes more interesting and unpredictable if you have Seth lose, and it leads to like maybe some cool things in the future, maybe like because I was saying basically with us or like Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed were bigger stars before they joined the division. Now they're just cohorts, they're lackeys. So, like, if Seth loses, they can turn on them, or they can lead the crew, or this and that, and like and the self-destruction. Yeah, and I'm saying the self-destruction of Seth isn't that entertaining to see? Like I don't know, like.
I'll simply say so that regardless whether he wins or loses, it's going to be a very interesting situation.
No, but that's what I'm trying to figure out. What is the because you mentioned like he's gonna feud with Brock, but then it's like okay, so he beats Brock, then what?
Well, I don't know if you saw the rumor of Pico, but they said they want to do
No.
Seth versus Roman at Mania 42.
They're gonna do Seth versus who?
Roman at Mania 2 at 42.
Mm.
That's what the dirt sheets are saying.
Mm. Yeah, but this is the
So
thing though. It's like
I'm there, I guess.
yeah, I don't know. Like it's like I want to see that match because like I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that match. But I know it's gonna be a good match, but it's like, do I care for Roman and stuff?
That's what the dirt sheets look for. I mean, I don't want to see either, but I mean that's a something for him, I guess.
Right. Damn, man. I really wish I had Pyro here, bro.
Right? It's a match to not have a match, right?
We say that one more time because
It's better to have a match than not have a match, right? I mean, look at Bobby Lashley. I mean, he's lucky.
no, I
even
know,
that.
I know,
Yeah.
but like it's just
Do I agree
I
with
see
it?
no
No,
I,
I don't know where
I
it's
see
going to go.
I see no vision of anything entertaining coming from Seth Rollins. Though. That's what I'm trying to say. 'Cause what I'm trying to say with Seth right now, and I think you'll understand when I say this, Pete. He's doing like the worst version of Triple H's Reign of Terror.
Oh, absolutely.
And like everybody says that shit is trash. So it's like if that was trash, then why isn't this trash? And if this is trash, then what is there to look forward to? You know what I mean? Because with Triple H, like the main reason what we look forward to is like who's gonna beat him type of thing. You know? And I feel like with Seth is like why you're building him up for what? Who's gonna be the beneficiary?
Maybe it's going to lead to another rematch between him and Punk, where Punk finally takes the title off him. I mean, yeah, it doesn't benefit Seth, but again, I just don't know where it's going to lead to.
Right. It's just I don't know, and that's how I feel about WWE. Like in the sense where it's like it's not a confusion direction. It's just a direction I don't like it.
At least this had a direction. I mean, now it's like a fucking directionless couple.
Yeah, because we all know how we feel about Cody. You know, he is the goal. You know, we're trying to like see it because we see him too often, this and that. But the thing is, like, we're really like kind of like pulling straws here. Like, who's the shinier of two turds? You know, type of thing. Because it's like you have Cody lose and it does nothing for Cody. You have Cody win, it does nothing for him either. You have Seth lose. You can do something that could be interesting because it's like, okay, does the Division become a strong faction or are they done? Or you have Seth win and it's like, who cares? That's the status that we're in right now with WWE, and I feel like they're gonna go the predictable route, which is it's fair, it's fine.
Well, this is why it was very unfair what people were saying when Seth was had won the World Heavyweight title in 2013. This is my biggest problem with this, Puka, and I find it very hypocritical with wrestling fans. Though, how come that was considered a consolation prize when they brought that world title back, but when Eric Bischoff brought it back and gave it to Triple H, that wasn't considered a consolation prize? Technically, he gave it to him. But people weren't making a big. They said, "Oh, Triple H has a consolation prize. It's the World Heavyweight title." How come they weren't calling that version a consolation prize?
It's because the people from this generation is Generation Z, and they don't remember, the World Heavyweight being introduced in the early 2000s. They didn't grow up.
Not once, Pika, did I ever hear the World Heavyweight title in 2002 be called a consolation prize.
To be honest, like look at the world title status right now. Like Seth's not even remotely as good as the champion as Gunther. Like he's devaluing that. Gunther had a better reign. Damien Priest had a better reign. Look at all these people that just had a better reign. Yeah. Like at least you could be like, oh, like who's gonna beat him? Like
Seth's first reign actually was pretty good. Yeah. His first reign was okay.
That he only had a reign for the world title.
Yeah, but he defended more often than he does now.
Yeah, right now he's nothing right now. But I'm saying Judgment Day backing up, and I'm saying that was the formula. That's the feeling that we should have had with stuff. But we're not looking at division as how we're looking at Judgment Day, and that's the issue.
That's fair.
Because realistically speaking, let's call a spade a spade. Ben is shaping the future better than Seth Rollins. Like, am I wrong about that? He brought Roxy into the group. He brought Roxanne in the group. He made Dominic the person that he is today. He vouched for JD, and JD now is a champion. It's like, that's somebody I could be like, oh, that's a visionary. That's a guidance. That's a ray of light. You look at Seth and it's like, that was
Dominic
like,
Mysterio.
yeah. And the thing about Dominic, I didn't like him at first, but now I'm like warming up to him a little bit in the sense where I'm like, I'm seeing the potential, you know. Like this is the thing that people were hiding for so long. But do I still want him to lose the IC title? Absolutely. But even Dominic's in a better position right now. This up wrong. Let's speak about it. A character and overall, work. So, but I don't know. We'll see though. But yeah. So what do you think about the teams that I said for Survivor Series? Like, you think that's a better team, right? Or no?
Is that geared towards me? That question?
Yeah, because having like Brock in the match, having Roman in the match, having Cody in the match, having Punk, Randy and John being on the same team again, like that's like an all. Like if you remember, like the time they did the All Star like Money in the Bank match, yeah, that's what it is to me.
Yeah, Pika, that's literally 20. Well, we got 20 years ago. We got that Survivor Series 2005, which I thought was one of the greatest Survivor Series in the world. At least top three.
True.
Only time will tell.
But yeah, is there any final things you guys want to add to the show or say or no?
I just hope it leads to something, productive tomorrow's Crown Jewel pay-per-view that is going to lead to more cooler storylines going into 2026. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah, one can only hope though.
Okay.
What about you, Soren? Do you have anything you want to add on to the show?
Not necessarily.
Okay. Or you can take us home, Pete, then.
It was great chatting with you gentlemen, and I look forward to our next prediction show.
Join us for Survivor Series. It's going to be great. And
Okay,
NXT Halloween. Yeah. Peace.